后期解说啊，我来进行后期中文解说啊。
Welcome to the DreamHack Pubg Showdown, coming to you live from Austin, Texas.
现场是三个解说，也是在美国很有名的。
Duos won by Shadow Fudge, and they will be heading to DreamHack Winter in Jönköping. They get an all-expenses-paid trip for their troubles. Doc and Shao, they did come in a respectable second, but now the serious stuff begins. We've got 16 pro teams ready in the pens behind us, about to draw blood from each other and do battle. They're all in it for a share of a $100,000 prize pool, with the winner taking 50,000 sweet dollars home. I'm Frankie Ward, and I'm joined by Toffee and Avenger on the panel. Boys, welcome back.
Thanks, good to be back. We got to cut our teeth yesterday with some fun
content.
Josh Shroud and Doc, tear people limb from limb. But we also saw some really good players and some cool stories. We saw the future of PUBG, a couple of 14-year-olds coming in 6th place. So it was really cool to see the community tournament, but I am super hyped to finally get in front of the pros.
Yeah, I can't agree more here. I'm very excited to see who's going to take the win, of course. 12 games ahead of us, and also the format's been leading up to this. I've been doing the qualifiers together with Sims, and it's been super exciting. And I'm so happy to be here.
I mean, you must be relieved, actually, because one of those days during the qualifiers, you had 10 rounds, NA and EU. So this must be a walk in the park for you, Avenger.
I mean, we've been here for some time, but just happy to be here, and if we're going doing this for 15 hours, then I'll still be here.
Now, we're going to have 12 rounds over the next 2 days, and our teams are going to need to get aggressive because there are 12 points per kill and 400 for the first placed team. But before we get into more details about that, I think we should have a look at the prize breakdown, because big dollars, 5K to each team that's actually already qualified, so no one goes away home empty-handed.
现在这是说这个场比赛的奖金啊，第一名会获得5万美金的奖金啊，第二名会是2万美金啊，以此类推啊，9到16名啊也会有5000美金的奖励啊，就是说你打到决赛了以后啊，不论你最差，你也能获得5000美金的奖金。
This could actually give them the boost they need to keep playing aggressively, maybe take a little bit of time off to focus on the next tournament.
Yeah, they had some rough qualifiers, so just coming here and already winning money just by grinding here or in the online qualifiers, it's a good thing. I think it's a good format.
Absolutely.
Now, the reason we are delayed today, and thank you everyone who's stuck by, and thank you for your patience, in fact. We've had some issues with the BYOC. Some of our players have had a very long day indeed, but 5 of them from the BYOC have qualified, and they're currently scrimming and getting their hands warmed up in the pen. So I think we should take a look at who those teams are.
好的啊，这是说这个决赛的队伍啊，有 Face 啊
One from SA South America,
King Green 啊，这都是我们
Vitality
啊，都是我们常见的啊。
These are the big 16 to make it through. The 5 on the bottom are BYOC. For those of you watching at home, that's bring your own computer. These guys wanted to be here so much. They came in, they brought their equipment with them, and played all day. It's Optic Gaming, Nova Esports, Totality, Space Station Gaming, and one of my favorites.
队伍里会有熟悉的身影啊，其中啊，像我认识的就有4个队伍啊，小企鹅印象深刻。
Coming here early and winning going through as a top 5 teams, I think that's very exciting, but they're going to be having more rough times than the other teams. So
the question you ask yourself though is, so obviously you think it's a difficulty, right?
Yeah.
Starting so early, being tired. The other question I have is the teams that got invited here, they're coming in cold. They haven't played for a couple of days. They have done a couple of scrims to warm up a little bit, but they haven't been really in a competitive environment. These BYOC players have been fighting tooth and nail right up until almost 2-3 hours ago. So these guys are ready. They've got really blood on their hands, and they're ready to bring it. So I think it might actually be an advantage for them.
Avenger, can I ask you before we see the standings, as someone who has played on LAN before, which one would you prefer? Would you prefer to come in cold or have played for hours?
I mean, depending on how long the day is and everything, of course you can extend your awake time. You can drink some energy, some Monster, whatever you want to do. I would probably prefer coming in hot and being in. You've played all day. You already communicate with your team. You've gotten used to being at LAN. You're
下面这个是积分制啊，杀一人啊会得到12分，吃鸡啊会得到400分啊。第2名的话是300分，以此类推。第4名啊200分。
As I mentioned earlier, 12 points per kill. Placement in first is worth 400 points. Second, 300. Third, 244.
这个分赛分制啊。非常也是说，除了你要注意你排名，而且也要注意你的这个人头的击杀数。
The difference between third and fourth in points can be negated completely by wiping one squad. So if you can get squad wipes, if you make early rotations, even set traps, find them and catch them off guard, that allows you to net a full level basically from kills. Plus you've knocked out other teams, so you will essentially pick up 2 placement points for every squad wipe, which I think these teams are going to be aware of. And I expect aggressive games.
Now let's talk about the teams that did qualify. Obviously very NA heavy, given that we're
现场有非常多的观众啊，来观看这场比赛。
I'm really interested to see this clash. What are you guys expecting?
这场比赛的地点在美国的奥斯汀啊。
North America, and a lot of them said they don't think so. They think that everybody's a really good community.
非常热情，非常多的观众。
Looking to see, I think, Vitality come out of the gate very, very strong. They've got a lot to prove after the qualifiers. They didn't make it through to PGI. This is their first chance to get back on stage and say, hey, this is the game that we play, and really show us what they can do.
Avenger?
I think Liquid is going to come out strong. They always have a really good first day. And I mean, after the horrendous PGI tournament they had, not horrendous, they got 6th. They had to get top 5 to qualify for this. They unfortunately didn't, so they're coming here for blood.
Well, you guys at home, we'd love to know what you think. So in Twitch chat, we've got some hashtags and some amended team names for you to vote for your favorite. You'll be able to see them on screen right now. So for example, if you think that FaZe are going to take that first round, hashtag FaZe in Twitch chat, please.
会获得最后的胜利
You guys think very soon. Boys,
相对应的队伍啊。
I'm hashtagging.
We're live. We're live right now. So put your phones away, because I'm going to ask you instead live who you're predicting to take that first round. Toffees?
Right. So you know what? I'm going to stand by my Vitality pick, and here's the additional reason. Not only are they coming in hot to this with something to prove, Vitality traditionally does better in the first couple of games of the day. They're a team that's really good coming in fresh, a little bit cold, and they perform well. And then as the day goes on, sometimes they get a little fatigued.
Avenger, I'm going to get you to hold that thought. We're gonna leave people wanting more. We're gonna get your prediction after this video. It's the Pittsburgh Knights. Let's find out more about them.
好的，进入了这个选手的就是宣传啊，宣传片。
My role on the team is the IGL/sniper, so I'm kind of in the back line while the other 3 members are up front.
My name is John.
这个小伙子就
play for the Pittsburgh Knights.
很有意思啊。
My role is mostly aggressive player. I go up front, mostly with Chroma.
This is definitely a really big achievement for the team. Coming into it, we had a new roster, so we're definitely really confident and excited coming in and qualifying.
We played against most of the teams online, so we're not scared of anyone in here, and we definitely prepare for it.
Our play style as a team it's a little bit in the middle, because we like to make aggressive plays when we have the opportunity to, but we know when to fall back and play safe.
We're going to win this tournament based on our consistency. We qualified for this event without a single win, and that proves that the consistency is key.
I'm going to be the top 3 from the fraggers for this tournament. Pretty confident about that, since we are pretty aggressive.
I definitely can say that at the end of the tournament, we're going to be the one saying winner, winner, chicken dinner.
We're going to win this tournament for sure.
小伙子们都很自信啊，相信自己最终会吃到鸡。
Pittsburgh Knights there feeling pretty confident. Texas expecting to come in the top 3. He's been part of this roster for 15 days, Toffee. Can they do it?
I mean, you've played at this level before. Is
我英语不好啊，就大家不要吐槽我了啊。
15 days?
KNI 啊，我就以前3个字母为简称。刚才介绍的队伍啊是 KNI。
He played in Global Loot League, won the NA Global Loot League with another team, Ronin, and now he's here with night. So he's the most qualifying player in PUBG. He's a fantastic fragger, so I 100% believe so.
And he's got the confidence, right? He literally just said on the video to all of us, not just to me, not just to you, but to everybody here and everybody watching, I'm going to be in the top 3 fraggers in this tournament. That takes a big set to be willing to make that claim. So I think anybody with that kind of confidence is going to do really well. And these guys have a mentality that I think is really strong. I asked them about the training. They said, we train to win, and we refuse to get distracted by any excuses. So it doesn't matter if they have an error in the game or they feel like they're struggling with a connection or something's going on with the team. They get 3 guys in, they don't make an excuse. They say, this is the scenario we're working with, and we're going to win with this scenario every single time.
Are there any teams that you think are going to counter the Knights particularly well?
I think that I have to see how they play. I mean, 15 days, the upside of Texas and his skill level is he comes in fresh and he's going to do really well. The downside is we haven't had a lot of chances to see him, and I think that's going to work in their favor. These other teams are also sort of dealing with a wild card. He brings some aggression. He brings some heavy fragging to the team, so we're going to see an inevitable change to the Knights' typical play style.
Well, let's introduce No Expense Spared here at DreamHack Austin. Now, if you're watching yesterday, you'll be familiar with Toffee's superpower, which has been enabled by a shiny, shiny screen that costs more than hiring me for 3 days, to be perfectly honest. Should we have a look? Introduce us to the map, Toffee.
This, I guess we'll call it Frankie 2.
国外就会有一个非常大的这个海岛的全屏地图啊。
Sort of help recap some fights for you guys, let you know about rotations, what we expect, so we can sort of add and bring things to this. So for instance, talking about places like Pachinki, where we expect one team to go commonly, but if there ends up being a hot drop there, then I can walk you through exactly how a team like, well, we saw Method do it a couple weeks ago, can use boxing strategies to claim it as their own. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with this throughout the day. We're not gonna do too much with it right now. We're using it for a lot of good breakdowns, but I think it's gonna be fun and add a little bit extra to the broadcast.
Now, before we got onto Frankie 2.0, the new improved me, let's face it, yes, Switch Chat, I'm asking for that. Avenger, I want to get your prediction now, because we've already heard from Toffees. He's saying Vitality. What are you saying?
I mean, I'm also gonna stay with Liquid here. I talked with the guys, and Ibiza, he said, I'm not excited. I'm just here to play the game. I want to win. And again, they're a good first day team. I predict them to go against Naya. I'm not sure if they're going to be countered there or anything, but they're not afraid. I talked to them. Ibiza was at the toilet, so I actually sit and duo it a bit with Scoom just to get some insights.
So were you in the loo together?
Yeah, of course.
Sharing a cubicle?
Yeah, of course. Making sure that the chair was warm, everything. So just to get some insights from them.
So you basically been warming up his hands before we got going?
No. I was warming. I was keeping the mouse warm and the chair warm.
I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. You really want to be on Team Liquid, don't you? I can tell. You're itching to get back in those pens. Maybe at the end of the weekend, we'll let you have a play.
Maybe.
But for now, we need to save it for the big boys. Let's have a look, actually, and see what you guys at home thought. Who have you voted for? Going to come up on screen. I didn't actually say who I'm thinking. I'm just going to say FaZe. I'm just going to go out there and say it. I know it's the popular one, and I imagine people at home are saying the same thing. They're just confident. They know what to do. They're flexible. They can adapt to anything.
好了，这个支持率出来了啊 ！FaZe 支持率为24%啊
Amazing,
，Liquid
24%.
22%。
Everyone's with me. I count as a percent, so I'm also going to say FaZe 25%. There you go. FaZe, Liquid in second. Secret 6%. That's actually really impressive. I feel like Secret will get the popular vote. How can you not love Secret, especially Papaya? That face.
They got a strong support contingent coming out of South America, so I think that'll go up throughout the day as we watch them play. Vitality only at 6%, a little disappointing. Hopefully they prove me right and pick up a few more as the day goes on, but honestly not a ton of huge surprises on there. Liquid and FaZe.
Knights with the
8%. 还是 Liquid 和 FaZe 啊，这两支队伍。
Very monotone. There you have the eyes on the prize, so I'm excited to see what these guys can bring as well.
Well, we're nearly ready to get into the first game, you'll be pleased to hear. But we can't get into that game without meeting our casters. Demon and Matrim, how are you doing, guys?
Doing very well. Finally getting games underway. You
may
have been chomping at the bit back here. First up, Matt, who do you think is going to take it? Let's get our predictions out there.
To be honest, it's going to be rough to say. I think that I might actually lean into Liquid for the first round.
For first round, see, I kind of have a feel that Kinguin are going to do something in the first round.
I was torn. It was that or like, I don't know. We're in North America. I know all the North American fan base is going to get on to me about that one. But I don't know. I'm feeling Liquid right now. I got to have some faith in Ibiza.
It's all. I mean, it's all about unleashing the Gaxi, really, isn't it, with Kinguin? So, should we get into it, boys? Should we have a look? See what happens.
Well, let's see how it goes. Whether Kinguin do unleash Gaxi or whether Larson steps up. I am Lee D-Man Smith, and joining me is Matt, aka Matrim. And game number 1 underway. We're going to be joining you for the first 3 games. Of course, Richard and Pansy are going to be bringing you the last 3 throughout the day. But a long way to go. A lot of action to be played tonight.
I love the first couple of rounds specifically because this is whenever you get a feel for where everybody's dropping at. It's not kind of like too set in stone. We're going to have a lot of people that are going to be coming in straight off the BYOC, coming in, trying to like make a name for themselves. We've got a lot of unsigned teams inside of here. So it's going to be really interesting to see where we could see some contested drops coming into play.
选手已经进入了这个游戏界面啊。航线这个也会在小地图啊出现。
About to get underway. We're just waiting for the countdown to kick off. You guys can see it on the main screen there. I can tell you the flight path. It's fairly decent. It's just sort of south of Yasnaya going down to Primorsk. It's not a bad flight path overall for everyone. So kind of will split it. It will make Georgia Paul a little tricky, so I'm interested to see what
它这个切画面
come out of the BYOC
跟国内的比还是切得慢。
There are a lot of squads here that really enjoy going to Georgia Pool, be it north or south.
并没有在咱们现场看爽。
I think you can still get to it. North Georgia, like you said, is going to be the problem. Also, Severny tends to be a very popular spot to drop at. It tends to be safe, and you can tend to scare people away from it. One of the things that we should note is military base is actually pretty close along the drop path that we're looking at right now. So we might actually see some people like opt out and do a quick audible and move down towards military base or Novo.
Something we should definitely talk about, obviously, for game number 1 is, I guess, as much as I hate to say it, the random factor. And I don't mean the game, I mean the teams. None of these guys have scrimmed yet. You got the 5 guys that have come out BYOC. You've got North America. You've got Europe, you've even got South America in there. There's a lot of people that are unsure of exactly where they're going to go. Now, you know that, say, FaZe is going to be Milta Power. You know Vitality's going to Milta. You know Kingwin is going to be in South George. You know there's a number of teams. You know Tempo's going to be over on the West Coast. All these things are known. But there is an unknown factor of teams could decide, you know what, I want that particular
现场的那个地图应该是一个从右上到左下的地图。
The plane is in the air, ladies and gentlemen. We know where the Knights are going. They're going to be the first out of the plane, along with Envy. Look like Kameshki's style. The Knights going down towards their standard loot drop around the Povka mansion, etc. FaZe is going to be long dropping way down into Milta.
从右上到左下啊。
They're all heading out. Liquid going over to Yasnaya.
Nova 去了
so far. Expect to be seeing Dignitas.
NV 战队去了一个圣山啊，然后我们的FaZe是往电场跳啊，依旧。然后 DIG 大概在往东北部飘啊。维塔雷的有可能去纽塔啊，纽塔那个城镇啊。哇，这个 P 城会落很多人啊。有2队，这个是 Nova 和 SSG 啊，不知道他们会不会跳机场这个方面。
Wildcard going to be down in Primorsk, so Sosnovka's going to be potentially a clash. You can see Nova going down there, along with the boys in the team, which is with a couple of guys from FlyQuest, Packcaps in there as well.
他的一名队员卡散了。
Busting out over here at Pachinki, we have 2 guys that came in from the
已经发现对方了。
That's going to be Totality.
他这名队员已经捡到了枪。啊，那他这个手枪应该是啊补掉。手剑减员。
Smitty manages to get himself in the hand of the M16.
Look at how separated right now Rusty is. You can see that way off in the distance. We've got
沙凯已经首先这个战队一个首先减员。
哦。He doesn't have a really good spot that he can loot at, and it seems like they know exactly where he's at. They're coming after him.
这个
staring straight down that way. Of course, both these.
这个队员惨呀！这个队一个是没有统一的对这个队的名字啊，而且这个统一的 ID 啊，而且这个他这个枪也不好。我还得告诉他们啊，我们才是P城之主。好，这个圈啊，这个圈刷到了右上方啊，那么就是说啊，机场啊，这个 P 港方向的队伍啊，到时候要看他的怎么转移。 DIG 到了这个 S 城啊 ，S 城，FaZe仍在电场抽啊，维塔就是。